So we're like halfway through the season now, and we are exactly as the Orlando Magic generally are. We are barely over 500, and for some time there, we were actually a few games below 500. That's thanks to a few things, one of them being our offense. While it is no longer 27th in the league, it's still not great. 20th is a step up, but if we want to actually be able to do anything, we need to get around 15th at the very least. There's actually also been a really big surprise, and our defense is that. Our defense has fallen off of a cliff. We were never really a top 5 defensive team or anything, and with our personnel, that's understandable. But for us to be 20th in the league in defense, 20th, we are the 10th worst defensive team in the league, and that is just unacceptable. Fultz is a plus defender. Jalen is a decent defender, a bit overmatched physically, but still a decent defender. Wiggins is progressing and becoming a better defender. Isaac is a defensive player of the year candidate, and Vooch can be solid at times. Not to mention, we've got Okiki, who's pretty good. I mean, our bench isn't super great. Cole Anthony is fine. Mulder is fine. Sterling Brown isn't that good. Harry Giles isn't exactly the anchor of a defense. We do still have Bledsoe, but his offense has fallen off of a cliff. He's barely playable at this point. So maybe we make some moves at this year's deadline, or maybe we wait until the offseason and see where our pick lands and what we can do potentially with a little bit of money that we have in free agency. But before we talk any more about that, let's go take out our frustrations on the Kings, who are somehow the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Don't even get me started over there. It's an absolute mess. So we're in Orlando for this game, and we start off pretty quickly with Fultz driving to the hoop for his 2 first points of the game. We actually scored on the first possession. That's a plus. Jalen gets started too with his cut to the basket. He'll just completely lost him. Speaking of lost though, Vooch loses Montrez, and that's 2 easy points for him. And then I lost Fox, and he drills a mid-range jumper, so we're looking real good so far. But if Barnes is going to leave Wiggins open like that, he's just going to hit it. He's shooting 38% from 3 so far this season, and it's a really shocking natural progression. And then once again, Buddy loses Jalen, and that's an easy dunk for him. 4 quick points. Barnes tries to escape punishment and sets up Montrez, who promptly gets annihilated by Wiggins with that block. So we get on the fast break, and Mulder finds Jalen in the corner for his 7th point of the night. Side note, Mulder is in because I accidentally got 2 quick fouls on Markelle. But let me show you what Marvin Bagley did 4 times this quarter. Yep. Bricked a wide open 3. I left him every single time. And guess what? He does it again, as I said, 4 times. Back-to-back possessions, he's pulling and bricking wide open 3s. I'm just completely leaving him. But we can look at a Kings highlight. I'll allow it. Mulder can only hope to contest the shot, but it doesn't work because it's De'Aaron Fox. Then Vooch gets past Barnes surprisingly easy, but he doesn't shoot it until way later than I wanted, but he made the shot, so that's cool. And now let's abuse Buddy Hield once more, and that's another athletic dunk from Jalen. 6-point lead for us. But the second unit is in now, and you know what that means. It's the Wiggins show, and he shows it by dunking all over Fox with a standing dunk. I mean, that was absolutely filthy. He gets back at it again to push our lead to double digits, and he's got 11 points in the first quarter. And then now Sterling Brown gets a decently contested shot to go, and we are just laying it on him towards the end of the quarter here. Even Okiki is hitting his 3s, so you know the Kings are in trouble. To start out the second quarter, Okiki gets free throws from attacking a closeout, and Vooch just bullies his way straight into the paint to get his 4th point of the game. So Montrez decides to respond, but Vooch just stands there and gets the rebound. Then the ball finds itself in the hands of Michael Mulder, who pauses before he greens the 3 to put the Kings down 21. So that was kind of it. I wasn't going to sit there and play through 4 quarters of me absolutely beating the crap out of the Kings. They don't get back in the game even after Simcast, so that's it for this game. I mean, we played stifling defense on them. 41% from the field and 16% from 3. Meanwhile, we shot 54% from the field and 43% from 3. I mean, if we're shooting 40% from 3, it's most likely that you've lost. So yeah, we are 22-20, and will likely continue to be up and down for the rest of the season. But there are some moves that we could potentially make in the future, whether it's this trade deadline or maybe even the offseason. This is definitely not the final version of this team, but I can tell you that I definitely like the direction it's going. Wiggins is a monster going to the rim and is a very good help defender at times. Jalen Green shows a lot of promise, and if we can get a point guard better than Fultz, I think he will thrive in a bench role. But anyway, that's all I've got. I've got to start preparing for the trade deadline and the second half of the season.